kusoo dhawaada mar kale barnaamijkeena haddii eebaa la yidhaahdo qaybtan waxaanu ku qaadanaynageena waraysi aan la yeelanayno cabdixakiin dalal oo ah wiil Soomaaliyeed oo u tartamaya xaafadda Métis ee Edmonton. cabdixakiin waxaa noo sharafa inuu idaacadda nagala soo qayb galo. Welcome to Somali show madasha furan cabdixakiin.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. Muddo ayuu ololihu hadda socdaa marka sidaan isku ognahay waxaan ka bilaabaynaa waa kuma cabdixakiin.
So magacaygu waxaa Cabdixakiin Dalal. I have lived here in Waramey for 17 years. I worked in oil and gas industry. I volunteer countless hours in our community. So originally I'm from Ottawa, but job opportunity got me to Edmonton. I've been here since 17 years. 2 kids, so alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Originally markaad leedahay marka originally Soomaali baa tahay laakiin
Ottawa
ku dhalatay mise
oo kusoo koray 1990s. So
1990s marka waa tahay waxaad inooga warantaa 17 sano hadda degan tahay Canada.
Sorry, Edmonton. I live in 17 years.
maxaa kugu dhaliyay marka inaad tartanto oo aad xaafadan u tartanto?
So at the beginning, it started as complaining to the city about the road construction, and because I drive motorcycles, so it started like that, and then they keep ignoring me. So I decided in 2021 that I'm gonna run for city council candidate, and then from there it became targeting the issues I face right now, like dealing with housing affordability, crime, road infrastructure, safe transit safety. You see snow removal, better recreation center for our family and youth. So it got bigger, so that's why it's important to have a Somali represented, and not only Somali, but like anybody like that reflects the community they're serving us. And I'm trying to get more police Somali officers to join us too.
waayahay waan u imaan doonaa qaybahaas haddii eebaha awoodda la yidhaahdo. waxaan isku dhex wadaynaa Soomaali iyo English maadaama uu cabdixakiin halkan ku koray. dhegeystayaasha iyo daawadayaashaba waxaan rajaynaynaa inay nala qabsadaan ayaga laftoodana ay isku dhex wadi karaan.
waa fahmi karaa.
mar kale aan idinkugu celiyo taleefanka nambarkiisu waa 780 780 si aad stuudiyaha toos lagugu soo marka in aad arrimaha daruufaha jira wax ka qabata ayaad u go'aansatay inaad tartanto. maxaad is leedahay marka ololihii baa lagu jiraa, dad badan baa tartamayo, qof walba wuxuu leeyahay waxbaan qabanayaa dhibaatada magaalada ka jirta, xataa kuwii kuraasta fadhiyey ayaa leh dhibaatada magaalada ka jirtaan wax ka qabanayna.
Well, I think if you look at it, we all have same plan, but different. But like housing crisis, I think number one. Anybody you had, homeless is not a problem. Addiction is not a problem. Safety, public safety is not a problem. But each one of us has a different solution, but the topic's always the same. You talk to everybody about housing crisis, crime, right? Homelessness, addiction, right? So it's all the same platform, but different way to deal with it.
haye adiga marka sidee rabtaa haddaan ka soo qaadno crime haddaan ka soo qaadno sidee rabtaa inaad ula tacaasho maxaad qabanaysaa?
So I think I'm the only candidate when it comes to dealing with crime in our community. I remember my last debate last Friday. His name is Justin. He was with Pace, and the new parties, their solution is to lock people up. I'm saying, okay, let's do the same thing the Ottawa Police Service did. They were dealing with too much crime in 2016. Guess what they did? First up, they hire people who speak the language and understand the culture. Second one, they created a community response policing. Their job is just patrol the community and talk to the community. Once we get that, then you have your city council like me, who's going to work with the community, the police, and the community reach out. So imagine all 4 of us to all work together. We can create a safer and healthy environment for our family and the businesses.
Some may differ to you and say, crime is overall issue. It has nothing to do with the specific communities, it's specific languages. So we have to approach as a one, not for separate incentives.
And that's easy. Like if you look at all the crimes, usually start from poverty first. Poverty leads to addiction, homelessness. Homelessness leads to property damage. That's how crime starts, right? So every status I read is always poverty. So the crime is bigger than us. We need some help from the government of Alberta. We need help from the government of Canada, right? So it's going to take more than the city council to deal with this, and it's huge. I mean, 17 years. If you look at it, the homeless population just boomed, right? So we need more than just city council to deal with this.
You may have a good idea, but if you get even elected, there are 12 councillors, 11 councillors and a mayor. How would you make it possible that ideas work?
I think, well, first of all, I think we all agree that we have a problem. The problem is how we get the solution, right? I think Jeff was here last week. He was here. He talked about relocating homeless people to Manny and Fort Saskatchewan there, and then you said you can't force people. But me, if we can at least help them, and that's what it takes, I think I'm in for it, right? So it's going to take 12 councillor plus the mayor to work together to solve this problem, plus the additional help from government of Alberta, right?
How are you going to make possible that people walk with you? If you have a brilliant idea, you sit in the desk in the city hall, how are you going to sell your idea?
Well, that's easy. Communication, right? Open the door, like communication, right? Having this dialogue. That's how you. That's what I do in my work, right? We work together, right? So even if I give you some of my opponents, like Ashley, I don't agree with her, but at the end of the day, her and I were like, I work with her, right? She gives me advice, I give her advice. You know what I mean? We disagree a lot, but at the end of the day, we work together for that goal, right?
What kind of advice do you give each other? You opponents?
Oh, me and her. I mean, the other opponents, they have more volunteers, more money, right? So me and her, we debated 6 times, I think. Friday was 6 times we debated, right? So she understands where I am, and I know where she is, right? So we have to work. Me and her work, even though I disagree with her, like we debated so many times, I disagree with her topics. At the end of the day, right? You know what I mean? We look out for our community. That's why she earned my respect, right?
All right. So beside the crime, Edmontonians are more complaining about the taxation. So people are saying that tax is very high and return is very low.
Absolutely,
What's
absolutely,
your take?
absolutely. I mean, if you're gonna pay for a higher tax, I think you deserve better services, right? And that's why a lot of people are frustrated when I meet them. 6.1 for their property. They don't get better snow removal. They don't get better garbage. They don't get a better recreation center. And I think I agree with a lot of my opponents that they want to freeze tax and freeze business tax. I agree with them. I think unless we figure out what's going on in the city, we should freeze tax and get better service for whatever you're paying for.
And how do you gonna freeze tax? Because if you freeze tax, it will cut eventually services.
So the city has this future projects that we don't need. Let's focus on the projects that we have right now. And that's a problem. The city has a spending problem. So they just spend. So like the LRT is already halfway. I'm not gonna cancel the project, but future project, we don't need that. Let's focus. We spent $100 million on a bike lane.
But yeah, there are people who ride the bikes in the city.
Yeah, well, that's not priorities right now. We have bigger.
It's not priorities for you.
We got bigger problem than that right now. Have you seen our roads? I drive motorcycle.
Okay, let's say we know societies everywhere are divided in opinions, so they have different priorities. Maybe siblings have different priorities. So if the pipeline is not priority for you, but it is for other Edmontonians, how are you going to work with that?
I agree with you. So this side of the river, Saskatchewan River, we have crime, poverty, housing, homelessness. And then you go the other side of the river, they worry about crime, property tax, and infill. So every community is different, right? So that's why I'm working with different communities. So I'm sure bike lane, anybody I met, the bike lane is not priorities. We like I said, we have at least 20 priorities top before the bike lane, right?
I know school resource officers has nothing to do with the city council directly, but indirectly, yes. What's your position? Because it was restated this year that the school resource officer going back to the schools, while it was cancelled because of a lot of people campaigning for that. And it was a snap voting that people do not even know it was on the table. So what is your position?
So I met this teacher. I voted for her last week. Her last name is Backbone, and she brought that topic that the Aboriginal and Black kids don't feel safe when they have police officers in school. if would the topic be changed if we hire Aboriginal police officers or police that look like the kids they serve? Would that change? Would that ease the pain? I don't know, but we can try that. But I mean, the kids, there's not a lot of shooting like America, but schools resources, it's good, but it depends which side of you look at it, right? So the kids are not comfortable having police officer, and then you have teachers said, hey, we need police officer in our school. So depends which side you want to look at it, right?
I'm not sure the teachers who are the ones who saying we need police officers in the school.
I don't know much about that, but all I know that is it depends what you look at. I hear that, and it has nothing to do with me as city council, but I heard that from one of the trustees running for. That's why she brought the topic to the policing.
Okay, we're coming close to the end. So, yes, you grow up here. You come here for work. What do you know about Somali community?
I know that we're the largest, second largest in Edmonton. I know Islam is number one, and then the culture. I know my Brit Hilib Ari. So I know that we need to be have more Somali city councillors. We should have more police officer city councillors. So that's all I know. Hey, TikTok, I can't see. So who's? You guys got a call. You guys, if you're watching TikTok right now, give us a call. I want to hear your concerns. Somali people. Sawa. Trying to get Somali people. Sawa.
soo waca sida uu sheegay Cabdixakiin Dalal telephone numberku waa 780 hal ayaa taabanaysaan 780 hal ayaa taabanaysaan si stuudiyo toos laydinkugu soo gudbiyo. Markaad kala socotaan waa madasha furan ood ka dhegaysanaysaan 885 cgsr.com iyo weliba tiktoka oo aad toos inooga dhegaysanaysaan. Nogala socotaan maqli muuqaal wey tiktoka dhegaysi keliya maaha. Waxaa marti inoo ah Cabdixakiin Dalal oo u tartamaya xaafadda Meyti Edmonton. Cabdixakiin waa wiil Soomaaliyeed, muddo ayuu ololaha ku jiray. Cabdixakiin, intaad ololaha hadda ku jirtay Soomaali ma is aragteen?
No, wallahi Ethiopian iyo 118 Ethiopian ka buuxa iyo fi Somali arkay, but not much.
Xaafadaha Abbotsford iyo Beverly iyo Soomaaliya baa degan. Weli Alberta kuma arag?
Waa arkay laakiin but not much. A lot of Middle Eastern I met, a lot of Middle Eastern knocking the doors.
Marka Soomaalida aad kulanteen waxyaaba ay kaala hadleen ma jiraan?
No, wallahi. No. This housing is the big issue. Like our neighborhood, this side of the river, we talked about housing and crime, right? And
waya doorashadii hadda waxaa ka dhiman wax ka yar 10 beri
7 days.
20 bisha ayaa la codeynayaa. Maxaad ka codsanaysaa Soomaalida degan xaafadaada iyo Soomaalida degan magaalada?
So Somali people, we had the lowest turnout, not only Somali, but as a black Edmontonian, we had the lowest turnout for 2021. So I'm trying to get not only black, but diverse people to come and vote because their voice matter. I mean, representation doesn't matter. Their voice matter. I keep telling them, but I met them in the grocery store. I'm passing my flyers. I'm telling them, hey, even if you don't vote for me, your voice matter. You got to vote. That's how democracy works in this country, right? Especially newcomers, I met them, but they shy. A little bit shy. They take my flyers, they look at me and they're like, look at my suit, and they're like, then they come to me and they talk to me, right? And then that's housing's a big when it comes to housing, a lot of rent. So that's why rent is expensive. And then I'm trying to pass advocating for rent protection too, right? So that's one of them.
It's good and hilarious that you encourage them to vote and to come out.
You have to.
But do you ask them to vote for you?
No, I just asked them, hey, my job is to sell myself. That's what I do. When I meet people at the door, grocery store, Walmart, I try to sell myself. Why am I a better candidate? Here's my vision. And so most people, they get a little hesitated, but then when they get comfortable, they're like, I like you. You have my vote.
Well, I wish you all the best that you get elected in 20th of October. But if you don't get in, if you do not elected, what would you do to address the issues that you mentioned and the better for Edmonton?
But for me, usually I still volunteer. I take my kids, we do volunteer, Boys and Girls Club. So getting engaged with the community, that's one topic I do through volunteer. Second, then I'm trying to, hey, listen, call your elected official. Let them know that you're not happy. You know what I mean? That's how you let them know, hey, I voted for you. You didn't represent my topics, right?
So, in other words, you don't disappear for 4 years and then...
No, man. I've been here since I started running for 2021. I've been here since then. Same people who voted for me told me, I voted for you.
Hey, Cabdixakiin Dalal, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Your input, eh?
No problem.
I wish you all the best.
Well, thank you. Dadkii aaway, dadkii aaway. Kac.